Hey, and happy Sunday fun day. I'm on a walk and I'm squishing crunchy leaves, which is one of the things that I absolutely loved about being a kid in a small town. I was going for a walk along the curb and just like crunching as many as I could. So if you hear crunching, that's what I'm doing. Oh my gosh, it's just beautiful here. Okay, so anyway, if you're catching me, say hi if you can. Sometimes I see comments and sometimes I don't. Today's about detachment, a word that makes a lot of people get defensive when I talk about it. It's just a trigger. It's a trigger word. It's a trigger feeling because instinctively we think that it means that we don't care anymore. That's not what it means. So yesterday I had body codes and hey Jen, and our mastermind coaching call was yesterday morning, and my daughter plays college, MSUM soccer, and she broke her toe probably 2.5 weeks ago, and it's been an interesting perspective as I go to these games. It's just not as fun, but I start to see the world from the corner of a room instead of energetically embodying, engaging, overtaking. And so this conversation comes up in so much of growth and evolution because we're tied up into things because of a story. And we tell ourselves that that's the only way to feel it. Well, the only thing about a thing and an emotional thing, the only difference between that is the emotion that we tie to it and the meaning that we give it. So when we look at detachment, it just means being able to see it from the corner of a room and not be energetically entangled. You know, talking and walking is sometimes hard. So thinking of I see things in pictures, and I think of energetic entanglement as silent suffocation, like silently not being able to handle things, not being able to see things, not being able to process things, not being able to respond, nothing, right? So if we think of detaching the emotion that suffocates us from the thing, then money is just a thing, and then health is just a thing, and a person is just a thing, and a feeling is just a thing. It's when we tie up how we feel about that thing or that person or that money or that health issue that we start to be attached to it. The freedom comes in being able to see it and not be affected by it. We can still feel it, but it doesn't drop us to our knees. Or if it drops us to our knees, we know that we're going to be okay. Detachment is knowing that no matter what, we're going to be okay. There's a lot of lawnmowers right now. So and I know this might be triggering, and I know in my smaller groups that we can work through some of these things, I know I would get this facial expression like, really? Now you're telling me not to care? Now you're telling me how am I supposed to do this? Don't you realize the story? And it's the prime example to what can happen when we still feel stuff and experience stuff, but that we know we will be okay, and we don't need to take on all the energy associated with it. We don't need to become the energy. We don't need to feel bad for our sister going through a hard time and feel everything she feels and then not be able to be the rock for her. So how does that land? Are there things that you're intertwined energetically with? Your kids? Oh, how about your kids' success? Ooh, that's a big one. Money, your job. Are you attached to the point that you don't think you could have anything else, or your identity is attached to your work? Your marriage, your house, your cars, health challenge, relationship with your parents, how you grew up, your ability to enjoy the shit out of life and what that means, how you feel guilt, how you feel grief, how you feel regret. What if all that could be seen, it could be felt, but it didn't need to be you energetically entangling it with something else that provided worth? I'm going to leave you at that. Detachment. One of the most powerful, extraordinarily freeing things we can work on in our life so that we can start to live it and start to live in it and not via being attached. All right. Happy Sunday fun day. Go step on those crunchy leaves. Bye.